Welcome. Today is our next workshop on Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming for self-care and personal development. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to set up your own personal dream work practice, and we're basically going to have like 5 different sections to go through. So you definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention, that you have your notebook or a journal and a pen, and make sure that you have your workbook as well. As always, I'm gonna pull the live up on my computer so that I can see the chat. And let me mute this. And once again, I am over here on Instagram, but I'm not really going to be paying attention. Not that I don't love you all, but I'm paying attention over here on YouTube. So if you want my full attention to be able to get your questions answered and all of that good stuff, go ahead and join me over here on YouTube, the same name, Higher Alignment. So let me pull my notes up. We're going to start off with housekeeping as always. Housekeeping item number 1 is going to be interaction. Please interact with me, even if you are watching this on the replay. I feel like the camera's not aligned. Even if you're watching this on the replay, you can drop your questions in the comment section. I'm very good about answering those. I want to make sure that everybody who comes to any of my workshops, that you are getting exactly what you need. We're going to be here for about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And a lot of the information we're going to be going through is very nuanced. So if you are confused, if you do have questions, please go ahead and drop those. Let's see. On Instagram over here, you can go ahead and, if you would like, please share this video with a friend, family member, loved one. You can tap that arrow in the lower right hand corner of your screen. If you're over here on YouTube, just go ahead and give this video a quick like. It's a simple, easy way to support me in what I do and help me get my message and information out there. Just like you're trying to grow, I'm trying to grow, okay? Let's see, late October, a lot of people have been asking me about incense and crystal jewelry. I'm wearing a new piece. This is a labradorite. So I'm making about 5 to 6 varieties of crystal. Hey, Jess. I'm making about 5 to 6 varieties of crystal coated incense. So the most I've ever made. I'm going to have new jewelry, 3 to 4 different limited editions of Florida waters. And I'm going to be doing those mid to late October. I'm trying to get everything together. The incense are actually above me curing now. So they take about 3 to 4 weeks to fully dry. So I want to make sure that everything is ready to roll for you all. But just want to give you that heads up because people have been asking me about that. So just want to put that in the forefront of your mind. It's going to be mid to late October. If you're following me on Instagram, I'm going to be posting a lot more information there about it. You'll be seeing reels about incense and jewelry and all of that good stuff. So let's see, what else do I have? I'm going to be doing a giveaway. If you like a giveaway, go ahead and drop me a number 8 in the comment section. If you like a good giveaway, go ahead and drop me an 8 in the comment section. Mashu said camera quality is looking juicy and melanin is popping. I'm proud of you and your glow up. Thank you so much. You too looks great on you. Thank you so much, Mashu. I so appreciate it. Jessica said, I'm so excited to be here with you. I love Jessica, y'all. Jessica is my homegirl from my hometown. She is the baddest black hypnotherapist in the game. She is an RTT, rapid transformational therapy specialist. I mean, and there's no one better than her. I've gotten 2 sessions from her, and I think she might even be running some type of deal or something going. Connect with her, Jessica Gordon, on Facebook. You know, a lot of people have the different platforms and everything. Her jam is Facebook. So if you are interested in hypnosis and diving deeper into your inner child, doing that inner child work, you have to check out the baddest black hypnotherapist in the game. She don't play no jokes about it, okay? Find her on Facebook. Okay, I'm seeing those 8s. Y'all love a good giveaway. So I always love resources. You know, I love resources, especially when we're talking about nuanced topics. And so I actually, this past week, I went to the library downtown. I live in Atlanta. I went to the big library downtown and I was like, I wonder what dream books they have. And almost all of the books that I wanted were in the references section, so I couldn't actually check those books out. So I wrote the titles down and I started exploring different works by those authors. And I came across this author, Jillian Holloway, PhD. And I love somebody who has a PhD after their name. Not that people who don't have PhDs, because I don't have one. Not that people who don't have PhDs don't know what they're talking about, but I find that I like academic and scientific resources that are on the leading edge, the cutting edge, because I'm always trying to push forward in what I'm doing and learning. And so this book, The Complete Dream Book of Love and Relationships, discover what your dreams and intuition reveal about you and your love life. I picked this book up for myself because it was in the reference section and I could not check it out, but I had to go ahead and purchase it. And I actually bought two of them. So I'm going to be giving one of these away. So the way that you will be able to enter the giveaway is by grabbing the Intro to Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming workbook bundle that I'm going to be putting in the caption section in the comment section in just a few moments. And I'm going to do it probably the third workshop of October. Maybe second or third, because I want to give enough chance for people to get the workbook, especially if maybe you're watching this on the replay or you catch another workshop. I'm going to post the workbook in just a moment, but if you grab that, you're going to be entered into the giveaway. And then I'm going to pull names on the second or third workshop, and I'll make sure that all of the details are clarified. I literally just got the book in today. But I wanted to give you all an additional resource if you were looking to work with your dreams. Tonight, we're going to be talking about intentions and goals and crafting your own dream work practice. So maybe you're working on, your love life, your love interest, and maybe your dreams are showing you a lot of information about that and you want to dive deeper. So you can go ahead and, enter into the giveaway. Okay. So yeah, I'm interested in diving deep into this one as well. So let's see, let me go back to my, what do I have for you? So let me go ahead and drop that workbook for you. So this workbook bundle actually comes with two workbooks, and we are going to be working out of it all 3 to 4 months that we are doing this. I mean, we've already done 1 month to get you all going. And here you go. So if you want to go ahead and grab the workbook, once again, the bundle comes with two workbooks. It's $22.22, basically $20. It's cheaper than lunch. The first one has more than 30 pages of content, activities, exercises, techniques on how to become lucid, dream interpretation techniques, how to induce lucid dreams, how to induce non-lucid dreams, sleep hygiene, all types of tips. It has links to scientific studies regarding meditation. In the additional resources section in the back, it actually has links to guided meditations, additional workshops, all types of free stuff. So it is well worth your $20. And it'll allow you to support me in what I do. I know a lot of people have been coming here for the past month, and you are planning on continuing to come here moving forward throughout the fall and winter. And it's a great way to support me and what I do. I'm a small business. I'm a Black business. I will really appreciate your support. And I have no shame in my game in asking for that. But I'm not asking you to just donate or give me anything. Once again, it's an even energetic exchange. So it's basically $11.11 per workbook. And we are going to be working directly from these workbooks. I'm going to be giving you the activities. We're going to be going through them. And it's going to allow you to dive into what we're doing even deeper. Okay. And once again, everybody who grabs the workbook, you're going to be entered into the giveaway, and I'm going to be giving away a copy of the Complete Dream Book of Love and Relationships. So, you could get a lot for your $20. Okay. And I'll be giving you page numbers and activities and exercises and everything that we're going to be going through this evening and moving forward. The next resource I have for you is Sacred Sunday Space in the Dark Art Self-Care series. So in my workshops, just like today, I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be giving you a lot of information. So once again, I would advise that you all have a notebook or a tablet, or that you paper, whatever, so that you can take notes. You definitely want to take notes. And today I'm going to be helping you to create your own dream work practice step by step. You really want to get this down, especially the basics, because this is going to allow you to dive into dream work, and it will evolve with you. I'm going to show you how to evolve these practices so that they can grow with you and change with you over time as you dive deeper and you learn your skills, and that you complete your goals so that you can make all of this work for you. I love Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming, specifically for self-care and personal development. But I know that a lot of people come to these workshops, and you come to workshops all the time to learn the information. But there's a difference between talking the talk and walking the walk. There's a very big difference. And a lot of the practices and the things that we're going through, you're going to actually need to engage in these techniques. It's not something that you can just absorb intellectually and boom, it's going to happen. If you're not doing your wake back to bed, if you're not doing your reality checks, if you're not doing your dream journaling, if you're not doing your meditation, if you're not doing these techniques, it's simply put, it's not going to work for you. So Sacred Sunday Space and the Dark Art Self-Care Series are my private self-care workshops. We meet 2 to 4 times a month. I see some of the members from the Dark Arts Self-Care Series and from Sacred Sunday Space in here already. But instead of teaching, we actually practice. So instead of me teaching you about meditation, we practice meditation. Instead of me teaching you about what to do in your dream journal, I guide you step by step. I give you time, and we pull those images. We do those activities. Later on, we're also going to be doing a Tibetan dream mandala activity. I'm getting that together for you all now. And it's going to be an activity that we're going to do all fall and all winter. A mandala is a circle, a sacred circle, and it's basically like a map, a road map. And I'm going to be showing you what the outer rim means, what the eastern, western, southern, northern quarters mean, what deities guard those quarters, and what those deities represent in your inner life. You're going to pull images from your dreams, fill them in on the mandala, and it's going to basically illustrate and really show you what's going on in your dream world and how it corresponds to your waking world and what's really going on. So I think this is a great activity. Can you let me know about your mastery vault? Yeah. So the mystery school video vault is, if you join the Dark Art Self-Care Series, you get access to that. So once again, I always try to have my resources very, very robust. Okay, I want you to get the most bang for your buck. The video vault has it's like Netflix. It's like Netflix, but it has workshops, it has activities, it has workbooks in there. And so you will get access to that if you decide that you would like to join the Dark Art Self-Care Series. And then you can go in there and you can learn even more. There are one-off workshops, and they're not all related to dream work. There are tons of workshops in there related to dream work, but there are also other things: self-discovery workshops, self-care workshops. There's the EFT tapping workshop in there. I pull from my master classes and I repost them in there as well. So instead of having to pay for those individual master classes or having to pay for those individual workshops, if you join the Dark Art Self-Care Series, you get access to that entire thing. So that's what the Mystery School Video Vault is. Occasionally, I also hold private workshops that are, not housed on Instagram or YouTube. We do those through Zoom, and then I will post those replays in the Video Vault as well. So there are hours and hours and hours of content, tons of workbooks, exercises. I post YouTube links in there from esoteric practices that I personally enjoy. I don't always talk about those publicly, but if you are in my private space, then I give you a bit more access to myself and a bit more access to that type of information. So it's an additional add-on that you would get access to. Let me know if that makes sense, Faye, and if you have any other questions. So I did put the link to Sacred Sunday Space and the Dark Art Self-Care Series. Once again, we meet 2 to 4 times a month, depending on how you wish to engage. We do focus on self-care and personal development, and I boost those with the metaphysical techniques. So once again, we're going to meditate. We do a lot of yin yoga. We do a lot of yoga nidra. We do journaling activities for self-exploration. We do so much in there, and it's about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, but it's very calming. It's very relaxing. Okay. So I posted both of those for you, and let's see if I have anything else for you regarding housekeeping. I don't think I do. If you're ready to go ahead and drop me a number 8 in the comment section below. Let me see those 8s if you are. You know, if you turn 8 sideways, that is the infinity symbol. That is the symbol of harmony. That lets me know that you are right on time. You're right here with me. You're picking up what I'm putting down. You're smelling what I'm stepping in. You know, I love the engagement. I do a lot of call to actions. We're going to do some self-exploration activities. So I want to make sure that you're prepared. If you have your workbook, go ahead. If you have the workbook bundle, pull up that first one, the Intro to Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming workbook. We're going to be working extensively from that one today. You're also probably going to want to take notes, okay? You're going to want to take notes. If you are over here on Instagram, hey, go ahead and hop off and join me over here on YouTube. You can see that's where I'm looking. Instagram is over here. YouTube is up here, and I'm able to see the comments over here. I'm dropping you links and resources and all of that good stuff. So I am posting this. The replay will be available on Instagram for 24 hours, but the full shebang will be over here on the tube, okay? Let me look. Are y'all ready? Drop me those 8s. If you're ready, drop me those 8s. Let me see those 8s. Let me see those 8s. Okay, I'm seeing them come up. Did I have some tea? I do. Let me take a sip of my warm herbal beverage so I can wet my whistle. And so content is going to begin. Main content is going to begin at 17 minutes. Y'all know I do like to put those chapters in my YouTube for, you know, better navigation for you. First thing I want to do is do some self-exploration, because everybody's intentions and goals here are different. And once again, I want to make sure that you're getting the information that you came here for. Everybody's practice is going to be different. So even though I'm talking to everybody, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody, but I'm talking to YOU. And so through the first few exercises that we go through, these are very important because it's going to dictate how you personally set up your practice, okay? So in the workbook, what I want you to do, if you have the workbook, go ahead and turn to page 9. Go ahead and turn to page 9. It's going to be in the section that says beginning the journey. Beginning the journey, go ahead and turn to page 9, and you're going to be specifically scrolling down to the bottom to the self-exploration questions. So go ahead and review those for a moment. If you have the workbook, you can already dive into those, but I'm going to talk just for a second while you're looking those over. Let's talk about the 4 different types of dreams or dream states or states of consciousness that we're going to be exploring all fall and winter. And I'm going to tell you about them. I'm going to tell you what they're used for. And what I want you to do is notate which ones seem most interesting to you, because whatever practices, whatever states you would like to explore, you're going to set up your personal practice in a different way. Okay. So the first one is non-lucid dreams, or these are what we call dreams of ignorance. These are the typical dreams that you experience during the REM stage of sleep. Eric is laughing. Why are you laughing at me, Eric? Eric is laughing at me. Why are you laughing? So non-lucid dreams or dreams of ignorance are going to be your typical dreams that you experienced in the REM stage of sleep. REM, R-E-M, stands for rapid eye movement. These are those full-blown immersive dreams where you're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, thinking. It's like, what you perceive. The phenomena are very similar to what you perceive in the waking state. But you don't know that you're dreaming while you're dreaming. So you're in the dream and you think that it's real life. So say you have a nightmare, you're in your dream kitchen and you're cooking your dream dinner or your dream breakfast, and a big tiger or a big bear comes from around the corner. You turn and you see the bear, and now you are scared out of your mind. Maybe you're in your dream kitchen, you open up the cabinet and Freddy Krueger is right there to greet you with the claws and everything, and you're screaming, running around, acting crazy. Why? Because you're not lucid. You're not aware that you're dreaming while you're dreaming. So this is what we classify as ignorance. This is a dream of ignorance. There's so much that you can do with non-lucid dreams. I'm going to be showing you once again, if you join Dark Arts, we're going to be talking about the dream mandala. But even if you don't, throughout these workshops, I'm going to be showing you a variety of things you can do. You can ask your non-lucid dream questions. You're going to be picking up patterns from your non-lucid dreams. You're going to be journaling in your dream journal, pulling those patterns and those dream signs and relating them to what's going on in the waking state. Many times when there are things that your psyche is trying to draw your attention to, for reconciliation, what Jung calls individualization, where the unconscious and the conscious mind are seeking reintegration, healing. When you ignore these things, they typically will wait till you fall asleep. The dream state is the place where the unconscious mind roams free. Your inhibitions are lowered, and most of those images are going to be symbols and metaphors, but they're going to be transfigured and transformed. So once again, it's another way that your mind is going to be showing you things so that you won't ignore it, so that you won't repress it, so that you won't push it away. So your dreams really can show you a lot about your deep fears, your deep desires, what you need to be working on, even identifying things like your untapped potentials, hidden talents, hidden skills. They can show you so much. So working with your non-lucid dreams, I would not advise that anybody skip this. You definitely want to be working with your non-lucid dreams. So that is going to be like the basis for everyone. So everyone should be writing this down. But let's talk about a few other types of dreams or other states within the dream state. Next, we have lucid dreams. And a lot of people are coming here. I am a natural lucid dreamer. I've had thousands of lucid dreams. Some of my earliest experiences in life from my childhood are of the lucid dream state or of the dream state. Now, lucid dreaming is different than non-lucid dreaming because you're aware that you're dreaming while you're dreaming. So a lot of people think that a lucid dream is like a very vivid dream. Vividness has nothing to do with lucidity. You can have a lucid dream that's not vivid. You can have a non-lucid dream that's very vivid. So the vividness or the lifelikeness of the dream has nothing to do with if it's a lucid dream or if it's a non-lucid dream. Lucidity is characterized by realizing you're dreaming while you're dreaming. If you're inside of that dream and you know that you're dreaming, then you're lucid. If you don't realize that you're dreaming until you wake up, you're like, woo, that dream was so lifelike. It was so, oh my goodness, it was like I was actually there. That's not a lucid dream. That's a non-lucid dream. So lucid dream, you're inside of the dream. While it's happening, you know that you're dreaming. And this is a wonderful state to cultivate because you're consciously aware while you're roaming inside of the space of the unconscious mind. So you can get direct access to your unconscious. You can ask dream figures, what do they represent, or what do they see about you, or what do they think about you? You can transform the dream. You can take this to other levels, even spiritual practices, which would be like dream yoga or sleep yoga, practices where you are doing different types of meditation or different things to transform your mind while in the lucid state. So it's kind of like a boost on your non-lucid dreams. And I know a lot of people are in these workshops. A lot of people are here because you want to learn how to become lucid. But some people are not interested in that. A lot of people are not interested in it. They think that it's scary or that it's going to do something to them. And if that's where you are, that's perfectly okay. Honor that. Lucid dreaming is not for everybody. So if it calls to you or if it doesn't call to you, go ahead and write that down, okay? You also have the liminal state. So liminal, it has the same root as the word limit. And there are two liminal states. Liminal states are in between. So you have the hypnagogic state, hypnos meaning sleep, agogos meaning leading into. So this is the state between waking and sleeping. So as you're falling asleep, you enter into this hypnagogic state. It is characterized by a lot of hallucinations. Auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations. It's very emotionally and mentally responsive, but you're not in one state or the other, and you're not in one state or the other. But this is, and the other one, before I skip too far ahead, the other one is the hypnopompic state. So this is leading out of sleep. So this is when you're waking up. So in between sleeping and waking. Both of them are very hallucinogenic. They are very, maybe even kaleidoscopic is a good word for it. So unlike non-lucid and lucid dreams that happen within the REM stage of sleep, where you have these fully immersive dreams, you're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, and there's a narrative, there's a storyline. In the liminal states, you're not going to be experiencing that. Most of the time, there's not going to be a storyline. There's not going to be a continuous narration or construction or solidity. It's going to be very kaleidoscopic. The images will come and go. There will be faces, there will be voices, but they're not really connected to one another. So that's why I say kaleidoscopic. Things kind of blend and melt together. And you will also notice towards, because there are stages, if you're more towards the dreaming, sleeping part of the liminal state, you're going to notice a breakdown of the ego. So you're not going to really feel like yourself, feel as solid as you identify your identity, identify with your egoic identity. That's gonna fall apart as well. But the liminal states, what they are really, really great for is for creativity. So inventors and creators and artists often use this state, and who specifically comes to mind is Salvador Dali. He would use this state to come up with ideas for his paintings, and that's why you see his paintings have a very dream-like, dream-esque expression to them. And so later on, I'm going to be giving you information on how to enter the hypnagogic and hypnopompic states and how to use them. But if you are interested in diving into these states and learning more about hypnagogia or hypnopompia or the liminal states, go ahead and write them down. So that may be something that you want to explore, and it may be something that you want to include in your dream work practice. So once again, they're great for creativity and for problem solving. And then we have the Nidra state. The last one is going to be the Nidra state. So Nidra is the Sanskrit word for sleep. Earlier in the year, I talked a lot about Yoga Nidra, and we're bringing that thing right back around. So it's very similar to like lucid dreaming and liminal dreaming. The Yoga Nidra or the Nidra state is consciously entering into this delta brainwave state. It's very much body asleep, mind awake, and you're going to drop from the waking state directly down. Well, you're going to go through all of those stages, but you're going to drop down consciously. In the beginning, when you begin practicing yoga nidra or entering into the nidra state, is very much a tightrope balance type of situation, because if you relax too much, you're absolutely going to fall asleep. But with enough practice, you'll be able to enter into that state without falling asleep. You'll be able to exist there and maintain there consciously. And yoga nidra is great for these dramatic, big transformations. Even with there is a book, The Art of Yoga Nidra. Let me look it up. I have my computer right here. I think her name is Dr. Kamini Desai. Let's see, The Art of Yoga Nidra book. Come on now. Yeah, Dr. Kamini Desai. Once again, PhD. Y'all already know I love a good PhD at the end. But she is a therapist, and she talks about how she uses yoga nidra. In this book, she talks about how she uses yoga nidra for her clients to help with drug addiction, to help with traumas, to help with internal healing, to help shift their mindset, to help with people who have anxiety and depression and all of these, you know, big mental health, emotional well-being topics. Yoga nidra is perfect for that. And even on a more subtler level, it helps to balance your energy. It can help with rebounding from sleep deprivation. It helps in so many ways in achieving balance in your body-mind system. But it's a great way to reprogram your mind for those big transformations or even smaller ones. Hey, once again, I'm seeing people jump over. I'm seeing people join here over on Instagram. If you're joining here over on Instagram, that's perfectly okay. But hop over here and join me on YouTube, okay? If you're on Instagram, hop over here and join me on YouTube. So the 4 that we are working with throughout this fall and winter are going to be non-lucid dreams, lucid dreams, the liminal dream state, which has 2, hypnagogia and hypnopompia, and the nidra state. So go ahead and notate which dream states interest you the most. If you're here live, go ahead and drop me some comments. Let me get some feedback so I can tailor the information to who is here. And I can make sure, once again, that you get what you came here for. Let me know which states interest you the most. Which states sound most interesting to you? Non-lucid dreams, lucid dreams, liminal dreams, which is both hypnagogia and hypnopompia, or the nidra state, or the nidra state. I'm going to give you a few moments and give me some feedback. Let me know what's coming up for you all. That's going to let me know what I need to dive into and what I need to present for you. Let me see. If not, we're just going to go through it how I outlined it in my notes. I'm going to give it a few seconds because I know there is a lag. But let me see what comes up. What sounds most interesting to you all right now? In a second, we're going to go through our 4 sections as well. I'm going to show you how to set up your Dreamwork Agogos. I'm going to write it for you. Agogos. Leading into. And then you have hypnagogia. Hypnos. Agogos. There you go, Eric. So that's how you got it. Agogos means leading into, and hypnos means sleep. So when you put those together, hypnagogia, the state leading into sleep. So maybe the liminal state. The liminal state is coming up for you. Very interesting in making sense of the non-lucid dreams and how to enter the nidra state. Okay, so we're getting a bit of everything. Some non-lucid, some lucid, some nidra, some liminal. Perfect. So if you have your workbook, go ahead and turn to page 9. There, between page 9 and page 10, there are 3 questions, 3 self-exploration questions that I ask you to look at. So if you do have the workbook, you're definitely going to want to explore that. But let's take a moment to look at question number 1 together. Question number 1 at the bottom of page 9. What are 3 motivations that you have for practicing dream work or lucid dreaming? What are 3 things you would like to do or discover using your dreams? What are 3 motivations that you have for practicing dream work or lucid dreaming? What are 3 things you would like to do or discover using your dreams? So go ahead and let's take 2 minutes. If you have, I said to have a journal or have some paper so you can write down your answers. Go ahead and take 2 minutes to just journal about this question and leave some space. And if you have the workbook, then you're also going to want to do questions 2 and 3 as well. Once again, I did put that link to the workbook. I'm going to go ahead and put that there for you again as well. And in the description box, once everything is ready to roll, I will update this and put all of the resources there. But the workbook bundle comes with 2 workbooks. We're currently working out of the first one, Intro to Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming. It has more than 30 pages of content and information. You can see we're diving into it. It has additional resources like links to guided meditations, tips and techniques on how to become lucid. It takes you step by step through that process, from learning to go from remembering 0 dreams to remembering 3, 4, 5 dreams, if not more a night. In order to become lucid and do those lucidity induction techniques, I would advise being able to remember at least 2 dreams per night very clearly. In our past few workshops, I've given you tons of information on how to go through that process. And if you have the workbook, there's even more information in there. But there are self-exploration questions, journaling activities, once again, techniques on everything from dream recall to lucid dreaming to dream interpretation, all of that good stuff. And we are going to be working through and from these workbooks over the next 3 to 4 months. And if you grab the workbook in October, either the 2nd or 3rd live workshop, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and you're going to be able to win a copy of this book, The Complete Dream Book of Love and Relationships. Discover what your dreams and intuition reveal about you and your love life. So right now you're getting your goals and your intentions together for your dream work practice. So maybe you're someone who's working on your love life, working on manifesting that lover, maybe doing some internal work and evaluating your past romantic relationships and seeing how you can improve in your future romantic relationships, or maybe how you can get out of patterns like codependency or attracting the wrong type of person, or getting clarity in your current romantic relationship. And this book may be of interest to you. So if you grab that workbook bundle, you're going to be entered into a giveaway, and I'm going to be giving away a copy of this book. Okay. So hopefully that's given you enough time to explore that first question. Let me go back over to my workbook. At the bottom of page 9, what are your 3 motivations that you have for practicing dream work or lucid dreaming? What are 3 things you would like to do or discover using your dreams? That's very, very, very important, okay? That's going to set you up for basically these next few months and what you're doing here, you know? If everything is okay, go ahead and drop me number 8 in the comment section. Let me know that you're ready to move forward. But if you have any questions, comments, experiences that you would like to review, go ahead and drop those in the comment section so I can see what comes up before we move forward, okay? So let me see. Drop me some 8s or drop me some questions. Drop me some 8s or drop me some questions. Let me see some 8s or let me see some questions, some feedback to let me know that you have your goals or your intentions written down, what it is that you would like to do, what it is that you would like to discover, what states you would like to explore. You should have gotten all of that information from everything that we have gone through thus far. That way you can set up your practice appropriately. Okay, that way you can set up your practice appropriately. And we are on page 9 of the workbook. So let me see some 8s, or let me see some questions. Thank you, Faye. I'm seeing some 8s from Faye. Can I get one more 8, or can I get one question? Can I get an 8 from somebody else, or a question? Let's see if we can get 2. Just want to make sure I'm giving you enough time, but we're on a time schedule. We are on a time schedule, but I'm trying not to rush you too bad. No 8s, no questions, y'all. Are you there? You know I got to keep you on your toes. Y'all know how I do. I will call you out. You're here. You're doing the work. Are you doing the work? Are you here? Okay, we're gonna keep it moving. I'm trying to give you what you need. If you don't want it, that's fine. So let's talk about before bed practices. Let's talk about before bed practices. Let me see where we are. 3950. Before bed practices. So this is the first thing you want to go ahead and write down in your notes. Go ahead and write down before bed practices. And really quickly turn to page 5 in your workbook. Sleep hygiene. We've talked about that plenty of times, so I'm not going to go into that much depth about it. We discovered that in the past workshop, and if you turn to page 5, I don't know if I said 9 or page 5. Let me look at my notes. Page 5. If you go to page 5, there are 8 tips on sleep hygiene. This is what you're going to be doing before bed in order to make sure that you are properly rested, that you are ready to engage in whatever it is that you're doing, whether that be non-lucid dream work, whether that be dream work, or even whether it is that you're starting in the beginning and you need to improve your dream recall. You need to make sure that you're able to remember those dreams clearly, vividly. If you don't have good dream recall, you're not going to be really doing anything. I mean, you need to remember your dreams if you're going to be doing dream work and lucid dreaming. Let me see. I got one. You have such a calming and motivating presence. Thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you find me calming and motivating. Some people can find me quite intense, but once again, I feel like we're all here together, and I mean, we've been in here for about 40 minutes, so I need to push you to make sure that you're getting the information that you need. Sean Teacher said, I'm here, but I don't have the book yet. Make sure that you grab that book. I posted the link. I'm going to go ahead and repost it for you. Grabbing that Intro to Dream Work and Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming workbook is going to allow you to dive in deeper to what we're doing. And it's also going to support me and my small business and what I do here. I'm a small business. I'm a Black business. And I don't have any problem speaking about that. You know, it takes me a lot of time to do what I do here. I show up consistently each and every week to give you all these tips, tools, and techniques. And, you know, I try to make sure that my resources, but the website wouldn't send the order through. I'm not sure. Just go ahead and hit me up after this. Send me a DM on Instagram and I'll make sure that you get taken care of. Did it not allow you to download it? Is that what it was? Did your order go through and it didn't allow you to download the workbook? Because I can manually send it to you while we're here. So if you did, if you found that, you know, your order is giving you some trouble, your order went through, but it didn't allow you to download it, let me know and I'll send it to you right now. I'll do it manually for you. But yes, if you know, I would appreciate it if you all went ahead and grabbed that workbook. It is going to allow me to continue doing what I do here. You know, I show up every week giving you all these tips, tools, and resources, and that would support me being able to support you. It's $20, basically $22.22. Okay, no, the order wouldn't go through and it didn't charge me. Okay, well, go ahead and try it again. If you have any trouble or anything, just send me a message here, or you can send me a message on Instagram. You can DM me and I will make sure that you get taken care of. Let's see. So on page 5, there are 8 tips for sleep hygiene. This is essential and a lot of people skip over this. You really don't want to skip over this because once again, we're talking about lucid dreaming and dream work for self-care and personal development. This would mean that you need to be prioritizing your sleep and your rest. This helps your emotional and mental well-being. This helps your physical body and your mental body. We all know how it is to be trying to get through your day on 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep, and you just can't even function. If you can't function at that level, you're not going to be able to function at this higher level doing dream work and lucid dreaming. So a few tips, we're not going to go through all of them. If you got the workbook, you know, I respect people's money and I respect people's coinage, and I respect my energy and what I do here as well. So if you have the workbook, you have 8 tips for you. Let's talk about the 3 that I have been reiterating. 1, sleep in a dark room, no TV. Take your TV out of your room. You know, if you're going to be practicing dream work and lucid dreaming over the fall and winter, you can put the TV back in your room in the spring and summer. If you really want to dive into this, take the TV out of your room and put it in the living room. If you want to watch TV, go in the living room. Put it in the den. If you want to watch TV, go in the den. Okay? Your room should be reserved for sleep, dream, and sex. That's it. Why? Because that's you're habitualizing your mind to this sacred space. Now, when you go into that sacred space, your mind knows automatically it's time to calm down. It's not time to do work while we're in our room. We're not on our computers. You're not on your TV. You're not doing homework. You're not doing classwork. You're not doing any of that, because then your mind doesn't realize that when you go into your room, it's time to go to sleep and time to do dream work. Your mind thinks that it is time to it's time to be up. It's time to get things on and popping, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to go to sleep, okay? Also, that blue light from your brain, that blue light from devices stimulates your brain to wake up. Blue light is the spectrum of light that the sun exhibits in the morning time, that the sun gives off in the morning time. I would challenge you all to do this. Wake up in the morning, and right before sunrise or as the sun rises, go outside and look at how the scenery is. Look at how your environment is. It has a blue tint to it. That blue wavelength, that blue spectrum of light is signaling to your brain it's time to wake up. So the more that you're on your screens, the more that you're watching TV, the more that you're absorbing that blue light into your brain and your mind, it's going to be stimulating your brain, and people find it very hard to go to sleep, or they go to sleep and they find it hard to stay asleep. You also want to sleep in a cool room. So make sure that you're lowering the temperature in your home before you go to sleep, like 1 or 2 hours, like drop the thermostat 2, 3, 4 degrees, because that's going to help you go to sleep and stay asleep, okay? And so if you have the workbook, go ahead and read through those other tips for you. And before bed practice, you can also do yoga or light stretching. You want to do things that are helpful with the throat chakra. The throat chakra is where your energy drops down to when you enter the dreaming state. Consciousness drops from up in the brain area into the throat chakra area. So write this down. Lion's breath pose. Lion's breath pose. Go ahead and YouTube this, Google this. This is a simple exercise you can do in the evening, right before you go to sleep, during your before bed practice, in order to stimulate the throat chakra so that your energy coalesces there, and it's going to make it easier for you to enter that dreaming and lucid dreaming state. But also doing things like light stretching, no strenuous exercises. This is just going to make it very comforting. It's going to relax your body so that you can get into bed and ease on into that thing. You also want to set up and review your dream journal. So if you have your workbook, go ahead and turn to page 7. I have an entire section under key skills, beginning the journey, key skills about dream journaling. And we went through that in our last workshop or the workshop before that. So once again, we're not going to hit this too tough. You can review that workshop, and you can also review page 7 and page 8. But what you want to be doing is setting up your dream journal. You also want to be reviewing your dream journal. Read through the dreams that you've had for the past 3-4 nights. This is going to show your brain, okay, dream recall is very important to me, and I would like you to spend some energy helping me to remember my dreams and to remember them vividly. It's also going to help you look for patterns. Looking for patterns. Are you continuously dreaming about your mom? Are you continuously dreaming about being in school? Are you continuously dreaming about eating, or dreaming about having a certain nightmare, or having certain emotional patterns that show up in your dreams? This is definitely going to help you. Hey, everybody who's over here on Instagram. If you're over here on Instagram, you can feel free to watch me here, but you might want to jump over here on YouTube so you can get my full attention, and I'm dropping you resources in the comment section. It's the same name, Higher Alignment. Okay, but you definitely want to be reviewing your dream journal and setting that up. You don't want to wait to the last minute or try to set it up in the morning, because we're going to talk about wake practices that you're going to do when you're waking up. So this is going to set you up for success, whether you're working with non-lucid dreams or whether you're working with lucid dreams. In your dream journal, you may also want to write your goals. You know, you can skip a few pages in the front or skip a few pages in the back just to keep track of your goals. I like to always have a goal or two ready. You know, am I going to be exploring X, Y, or Z? Am I going to be trying to get lucid so that I can fly, so that I can ask a dream figure a question, so that I can look in the mirror, in a dream mirror, and ask myself a question and see what comes up? Am I going to be trying to go back to a childhood home and extract an image? Or am I going to be trying to find an answer for a problem, or come up with a creative solution, or find a new idea for a new project, or resolve some type of trauma, or resolve some type of issue? Whatever it is, all of that information can be kept in your dream journal. So whatever you're working on, you know, we went over that in the self-exploration section of this workshop. You have your goals. You have the states that you wish to explore. Go ahead and make sure that you're keeping track of all of that in your dream journal, and that you're reviewing that before bed. Write those goals down. Write your dreams down. Have everything set up appropriately. This is what you can do during your before bed practice, okay? Let's see, making sure I have everything under that. Set up and review your dream journal, and that's going to be on page 7 in case you need that information. Reviewing your previous night's dreams, reviewing your dream goals, and reviewing your dream signs. Turn to page 13. Let's see. This is under the section Dreamwork, Non-Lucid Dreams, Part 1. On page 13, I have different categories of dream signs: awareness and mental abilities, context, and repetitive signs. Now, I wish I would have grabbed another book for you. Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Dr. Stephen LaBerge. He also has a variety of categories of dream signs. I think he has 4. They're coming to me. Intuition, or no, inner awareness, context, form, inner awareness, context, form, and something else. I forget what they are. But if you have the workbook, if you have my workbook, turn to page 13 and look at the section on collecting dream signs. I'm going to read a little bit. Dream signs are repetitive elements, experiences, or phenomena that are present within your dreams. Below, you will find categories into which you can divide your dream signs in order to track them more efficiently. I would recommend taking a look at the dream signs section of the book, Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Dr. Stephen LaBerge, for more detailed dream sign categories, but this is going to give you everything that you need. So when you're reviewing your dream journal, you're going to be picking apart those patterns, categorizing those repetitive signs, those weird, awkward situations, and this can help you in your non-lucid dream work if you're looking for patterns to correlate to your waking state life, to figure out what you can dive into. What is it that I'm ignoring in the waking state? What are the repetitive situations that are occupying my mind, my fears, my frustrations, my anxieties, my deep desires? If you're looking to become lucid, these are elements that you're going to want to keep track of so that you can use them for lucidity induction techniques like wake back to bed, mild and wild, mnemonic induced lucid dreaming technique, and wake induced lucid dreaming technique, which we're going to talk about extensively. But the first thing you want to do is be reviewing your dream journal for those patterns and those dream signs. So this is something else that you can do. And if you have the workbook, you can see those on page 13, and then on page 14 there's a collecting dream signs activity where you're going to list your dream signs, and then on the left side of the page and then on the right side of the page you have the categories. Okay, so that's there to help you out just a little bit more. Let's see, mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is an activity that no matter what, you definitely want to be doing this. It's gonna make it so that you're more present and more aware, more in the moment, more focused. This is going to increase your dream recall abilities. This is one of the key things that can take you from remembering 0 to multiple dreams per night. And it's one of the things that has been scientifically and culturally shown that meditators, longtime meditators, have more lucid dreams. And I have, I told you I like giving you robust resources. If you turn to page 9, at the top of page 9 of the section Key Skills for Meditation, I have the link to the exact medical journal and the article that I was telling you about, that scientific study. It's right there for you. So if you want to read and dive into that nitty gritty, if you like academic resources and scientific resources just like I do, I don't want you to take my word for it. You do not have to take my word for it. You can read it directly you can get it right from the horse's mouth, and you can read the study. I put it there for you for this exact reason. And I would advise, don't take my word for it. Don't always take my word for it. Do your research. That's why I've given you the additional resources so that you can dive in deeper and make it make sense for you. A lot of people online are going to just be regurgitating other information that they have Googled, other information that they have YouTubed, and I don't think that's not doing justice and doing a good service to those who are really, really interested in learning the whys and the detailed information behind what you're doing. Okay, so I do have that scientific and academic research there for you. So that is going to be on page 9. And in the additional resources section, I have a link to the specific guided meditation. This is the mindfulness of breathing using the Theravada method. It's great. It's very gentle. Let me see. I see a comment. This technique is very great. It's very gentle. It helps with stress relief. It helps with relaxation, but it also very much contributes to increased dream recall and helps with lucid dreaming. Let me see. Just purchase the book, but the download won't open on my phone. Sean Teacher, if you feel okay, you can drop your email address in the chat. If you don't want to do that, DM me your email address on Instagram, and then tell me once you've done that, and I'm right here at my computer. I'll take care of you right now. And anyone else. Can you repeat the book name? It is Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming, and the information is also there in the additional resources section of the workbook. So if you grab the workbook, I'll put the link there for you again. It's going to have all of the resources and everything that we are going through this evening. It is also going to support my work and what I do here as a small business. The first one is Intro to Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming, and we're going through that right now. It has more than 30 pages of content, activities, exercises, information, links to those additional resources like the suggested readings that I have for you, scientific studies, all of that good stuff. So go ahead and grab that, please. And remember, anyone who gets that workbook over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and even if you've already gotten it since the first session of this workshop series, you're entered into a drawing. I'm doing a giveaway of this book, The Complete Dream Book of Love and Relationships. Discover what your dreams and intuition reveal about you and your love life. Okay, so I'm doing a giveaway for this book for anyone who grabs that workbook bundle that I just put down there for you and supporting me. I want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence and supporting you. So I would really, really appreciate that. But Sean Teacher, go ahead. If you want to drop your email address here, you can, but you know the chat is recorded, so you might not want to do that. If you DM it to me on Instagram and then write me a message saying like done or something like that, I'll take care of you right now. As well as anyone else. If somehow it's not downloading for you or you have some issues, I'll take care of you right now. It's no biggie. Faye said, do you know why as a child I naturally remember my dreams and became lucid then more than it? Yeah, so this is just a natural thing. It's just a natural thing. Most of the time, children, when you're a child, you're more in this ages 1 through 2, you're more in that delta brainwave state. I sent a DM on Instagram. I'm pulling that up. I'm taking care of you right now, Sean. And when your ages 0 to 2, you're more in that delta sleep state. So that's why, you know, you notice that infants sleep a lot. And then ages up to 7, the brain is more in that theta state. So this is like that hypnosis stage of consciousness, and that's why they're constantly absorbing information. They're in these between the delta and theta state. Their mind is constantly there, and that's where you are when you're doing a lot of this work as well. So your mind is just, the brain is naturally in those states, and as you get older without sufficient practice, it shifts out of that. In the intro workshop, we talked about wake centricity versus polycentricity. So being indoctrinated into this culture as well, where dreams are often dismissed and the dream world is often dismissed as just a dream, that conditions your mind to not give as much energy, as much attention to cultivating these states and prioritizing them. So it's just out of habit, out of indoctrination, and the biology of your body-mind system. Let's see. I got you. Give me just a moment. I see. Give me just a second. Let me take care of you. And if anyone else is having issues with the download, send me a message and I'll take care of you right now as well. Got you. Dreamwork workbook download here. Give me just a second. I'm actually going to take this off. I need to get my external hard drive. Gonna take care of you. Here it goes. And this is giving everybody a time to go ahead and grab that workbook, please. I would so appreciate it. Go ahead and grab that workbook. And we can all be on the same page. I'm probably actually going to be here for about 30 more minutes because we're still in our first section. And Chanel, Dr. your workbook now. Let me pull this back. Dreamwork. Okay, it's uploading. Give me just a moment and it is going to be on its way to you. Is anyone else having any issues, or do you need me to send you it manually if it was not downloading for you? A lot of people are saying it wasn't downloading on their device. I do advise pulling it up on like your computer or your laptop or on a tablet and being like in here on your mobile device. If you're trying to do both, it may give you some trouble, but I will definitely sort that out for you. And then we still have 3 more sections, y'all, but they're gonna be good in good and easy for you to follow. Right now we're talking about before bed practices, then we're going to talk about after waking up practices. We're going to talk about what you can do in the middle of the night if you have insomnia, or if you're, induction techniques, so that you can begin to place those. And then okay, I just sent those over to you, so they should be on their way to you, Sean teacher. Let's see, let me go back to my notes and see where we are at. Okay. And then there is another technique, the last one for before bed practices, called strengthening intentions. And I haven't exactly figured out where I'm going to present all of this information yet, but these come from this specific practice is practice 3 of the preliminary practices of Tibetan dream yoga and sleep yoga. But this one is called strengthening intentions, so you can write this down. And it is a great way to process unprocessed information from the daytime, especially if you had emotionally charged experiences. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. And thank you for grabbing that workbook bundle. I so appreciate it. So we talk about daytime residue. Daytime residue are those experiences that happen in the waking state that end up showing up in the dream state. And a lot of people may mistake them for something else. Like say you haven't seen your lover in a while, and then you're around them all day during the day, or you're excited about seeing them. Maybe they're going to be coming into town, or you're going to be spending some time together. You're going to go on a date. And all of a sudden they're showing up in your dreams. Some people may think like, oh, does this have some deeper meaning? It may, but it may not. It may just be daytime residue. If you had a traumatic experience, like you say a dog ran up on you, a big dog ran up on you in your neighborhood while you're walking, and it like startled you, and then you're starting to see a lot of big dogs in your dream. And a lot of people are very interested in dream interpretation, maybe a little bit too interested in it, and they may say, what do these dogs mean? I'm seeing all these dogs. What do they mean? But it may just be daytime residue. It just may be experiences from your waking state that are trickling into the dream state. So a good way of clearing that energy and also programming your mind to remember your dreams or to become lucid is to do this practice of strengthening intentions. So after you have done your mindfulness meditation, your mind sufficiently settled, you're just going to allow the experiences of the day to roll back through your mind. You're going to allow that emotional energy to come back over you as much as you can, and you're going to sit in that. And then you're going to realize from your perspective now, those experiences are very illusory. They're very dreamlike. They're very like a memory. In the moment when that big dog ran up on you, it seemed so solid, so permanent, so real. And you had this emotional attachment to it, this strong emotional energy, and you saved that file. You saved it, as Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche says, you save it as serious. So it pops back up in your dream as serious. And whenever you're very serious about something, you're so close to the experience that you become non-lucid. You become swept up in the emotions and swept up in the experience. And all of a sudden you're reacting. And you're reacting not mindfully. You're literally not lucid. And the same thing will happen to you in the dream state at night. Those experiences will become so serious that it won't give you the opportunity to step back and observe and say, oh, I'm dreaming. This is a dream. You're caught up in it. You're too caught up in it. So you will allow those emotions and those memories and those experiences to come back over you during you know, after your meditation, and your resolve. Just like I realized that I'm dreaming now, or just like I realized that that was very dreamlike, and just like I'm able to remember that experience clearly now without being too attached to it, I'm going to do the same thing tonight. Every time I wake up, I'm going to remember my dreams. Just like right now, I'm remembering that dreamlike experience. The next time I wake up, I'm going to remember my dreams, just like I'm doing right now. If you're practicing lucid dreaming, you'll take this a step further and you'll say, that was very dreamlike. Or even if you can push, you'll say, that was a dream. And just like I'm realizing that that was a dream, tonight I'm going to do the same thing. I'm strengthening my intention. I'm creating this intention to become lucid. Tonight, when I have these strong experiences, when I have these emotionally charged experiences within the dream state, I will realize I am dreaming while I am dreaming. If you do this with strong intention, strengthening that intention is going to boost your ability to remember your dreams and boost your abilities to become lucid in the dream state. If all of those make sense, if you don't have any questions, we're going to move on to the waking practices. Drop me a number 8 in the comment section if you are ready to move on. If you are not ready to move on, go ahead and drop me your question. So drop me some questions, or drop me some 8s. Drop me some questions or drop me some 8s. Hey, for you all over here watching on Instagram, thanks for joining me. Go ahead and hop over here and join me on YouTube. That's where I'm focusing my attention. I'm answering the questions. I'm dropping links and resources for you in that comment section. You can feel free to stay over here on Instagram, though. It's not a problem. The replay will stay on my page for 24 hours, and then I will take it down. But the whole shebang is going to be over here on the tube. So go ahead and join me on YouTube, same name, Higher Alignment. You'll see I'm live. Perfect. I'm seeing those 8s come through. So let's move into waking, or let's move into our waking practices. So when you wake up, this is really simple. This is going to cover 2 things. The hypnopompic state. Remember, hypnopompia, and I'll write that in the comment section, because I know earlier someone wanted to know how to spell hypnagogia. So this is hypnopompic. This is the state leading out of sleep. So this is the state between sleeping and waking. So what you want to do here, this is where we're going to be allowing those hallucinogenic experiences to roll back over on us. This is where we're also going to be able to solidify our dream recall. But what you want to do here, the first thing is, when you wake up, do not move. If you move your body, you're going to shift it from where your mind is in the dreaming state into that alpha beta brainwave state, being very externally focused, and that makes it very easy for you to forget your dreams. So specifically, well, not even specifically for anything, if you're working on your dream recall, if you're working on lucid dreaming, if you're working on just resting in the hypnopompic state, because you want to have these hallucinogenic, dreamlike experiences where you can throw an image out there and see what comes back, you want to not move. Just when you wake up, realize that you're awake, but rest there with your eyes closed and you're staying in that same position. In the beginning for dream recall, because that's where we kind of are now, ask yourself a few questions. Who was I just with? Where was I just at? What was I just doing? Who was I with? Where was I at? What was I just doing? And allow these memories to replay back through your mind and solidify them. Like really, really solidify them, because still, even if you move just like that, they can be gone. But with enough practice, you'll be able to move and they will stick. You want to have your dream journal close to you, on the pillow beside you, on the nightstand right beside you. Open up already. Remember, that's what we did in the before bed practice, is you prepared your dream journal for this moment. You don't want to be flipping through. You don't want to be trying to date the page and all of that stuff right now. You want to just immediately be able to roll over and write down what's coming to your mind. You want to immediately roll over and write down what's coming to your mind. This is going to make it so that you're able to remember those details very, very vividly. If you didn't become lucid, or if you did become lucid, you're going to have that information there for you. If you're exploring the hypnopompic state, which we'll talk a little bit about later on, you're going to have that information there for you. You want to also allow yourself, what I say is allow yourself an extra 15 to 20 minutes in bed to rest in this state, to do your dream journaling, and to do anything else that you may want to do. Sometimes I like to also practice yoga nidra first thing in the morning after I've woken up, because my mind is fresh, my energy is fresh, and I'm less likely to fall asleep. So remember, nidra state is that fourth dream state that we kind of explored in the intro. You can do this in the afternoon if you want to take a, afternoon nap, or you want to rest, but you don't really want to fall too deep asleep. You can use yoga nidra if you're exploring the hypnagogic or the hypnopompic states, those liminal states, but it's the perfect practice to do after you have woken up, from a long night of sleep, because you're less likely to fall asleep. But this is just really going to be your waking practice. What you're going to do when you wake up, you're going to rest in that hypnopompic state as long as possible. Try not to move. If you do found that you have already moved, it's okay. Shift your body back into the same position that you were in when you were sleeping, and that will kind of shift your body, mind back. And it will allow those memories, those emotions, those nighttime dream experiences to come back, and ask yourself those same questions. Who was I with? What was I doing? Where was I at? If that makes sense, go ahead and drop me a number 8 in the comment section, and we're going to move to our middle of the night practices. If that makes sense, we're going to drop me a number 8. We're going to move to our middle of the night practices. If you have questions, comments, experiences about the waking practices, which was only one that I gave you, with just a few nuances depending on what you want to do, what your goals are, how you want to craft your dream practice. I gave you a few nuances. If you have questions about that, ask me. If not, go ahead and drop me those 8s. Let me see some 8s, or let me see some questions. Otherwise, we're going to move on to our middle of the night practices. I'm seeing some 8s. I'm not seeing any questions, okay? So we're going to move to our middle of the night practices. So these are great if you are working on lucid dreaming. I know a lot of people are very interested in that. We're not going to dive into the induction practices tonight, but I am going to show you where to place them. If you have the workbook, you already have the information. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it is too, in case you want to skip ahead. Ooh, sorry, my tea. In case you want to skip ahead and find it. But our middle of the night practices: 1, dream journaling. Dream journaling. Do not reserve dream journaling just for when you wake up for the final time to start your day. This is a way, once again, that you can go from remembering 0 dreams to 2, 3, 4, if not more dreams per night. When you wake up in the middle of the night, dream journal. What do you remember from your experience of the night thus far? If you don't have any dreams to write down, that's fine. You can write down, the time you woke up, the time you can write down in the beginning what time you went to sleep in the notes section, at the top of the page. When you wake up, you can also write down what time you woke up and if you remembered any dreams at all. This is going to be important because for lucid dreaming, you need to target your REM stage sleep. And you have that on page. Let me show you. Turn to page 4 at the top. You have that graph, and we've been talking about this graph so much, and I know some people are like, ugh, I hate graphs. But turn to page 4. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're in that stage 3 sleep and you try to do induction techniques, it's a waste of your time. It ain't gonna happen. Keeping it real with you, it ain't gonna happen. So if you're looking at that red line, look at the yellow line where you're seeing the REM stage of sleep. And you see the cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are divided into 90-minute sections. You're going to basically be cycling through the stages of sleep every 90 minutes. And you're trying to hit that 90-minute mark. You're trying to hit that 90-minute mark. So you're trying to hit that yellow gold bar. If you wake up during that stage, that REM stage, you're going to experience a dream. So you can track when did I go to sleep. Here you see at the bottom of the graph, it starts the sleep off at 11, and then each dotted line segment that separates the cycles is a 90-minute segment. So say you went to sleep at 11 and then you wake up at 12:15. You're right in the middle of that yellow bar. You're going to have a dream right there. You're going to have a REM dream. You're going to be able to write that dream down. It may be a short one because you see that yellow bar is short. If you go to sleep at 11 and let's say you wake up at 3:15, you see that you're in that cycle 3. That yellow bar is a bit longer, so you're having a little bit more REM activity there. That's the perfect time for you to go ahead and do your lucid dreaming induction technique, whether that be wake back to bed, whether that be mild, whether that be wild, whatever it is that you want to do. You can go ahead and do it there. If you go to sleep at 11 and you wake up at 1 a.m. and you see you're right there in that deep stage 3, if you're doing your induction techniques there, it's not gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, I'm just keeping it real with you. So writing down your dreams when you wake up is going to be important because it's going to help you improve your dream recall. It's also going to help you get used to tracking your personal sleep cycles. And in the beginning, you may be like, oh my gosh, did I wake up in REM? Did I not wake up in REM? You may be trying to look at the clock and calculate. Keep it very easy, peasy, simple. Did you remember a dream or did you not remember a dream? If you woke up and you remembered a dream, you're probably in that REM stage of sleep. But the caveat is if you have poor dream recall and you're not able to remember your dreams very vividly, then you may not know if you're in REM or if you're not in REM. You could wake up in the middle of REM, but because you have poor dream recall, you don't know it because you can't remember anything. So writing down your dreams in your dream journal when you wake up in the middle of the night is going to probe your mind. It's going to help you increase your dream recall. It's going to help you track those dream cycles, okay? Over time, you're going to get used to going to sleep at a certain time, waking up at a certain time, and you're going to know your prime time for your dreams. You're going to know your prime time for your dreams. You're going to know your prime time for when you need to do wake back to bed, when you need to do mild mnemonic induced lucid dreaming technique, when you need to do wild wake induced lucid dreaming technique, yoga nidra. You can also practice yoga nidra in the middle of the night. A lot of people have insomnia or they wake up. I know me, myself, TikTok has me in a chokehold at 3 a.m. It does. And it's TikTok shop. I always wake up at 3 a.m. That's my prime dream time, 3:15, 3:30. And if I'm not in my dream work practice and I'm not focused on like engaging in lucid dreaming, I'll roll over and I'll get up and I'll be on that TikTok shop buying stuff. And if you have TikTok, they are live at 3 a.m. selling you stuff. And it's like my brain is ready for it, ready to spend all my money. But if you are waking up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go back to sleep, but my mind is so active, I'm thinking and I don't know what to do and I don't want to, wake up in the morning when it's actually time for me to wake up and I am so tired, do yoga nidra. Do yoga nidra. You'll go back to sleep. And even if you don't go back to sleep, you're going to consciously descend through those brainwave states. You're going to consciously arrive at that delta brainwave state, and you're still going to get the rest that you need. You see what I mean? Dreamwork and lucid dreaming for self-care and personal development. We're not only talking about how to induce lucid dreams. We're not only talking about how to interpret your dreams. I'm teaching you how to use dream and sleep for self-care and personal development. I know a lot of people have trouble falling asleep. A lot of people have trouble staying asleep. Work with what you got. If you know that you wake up constantly in the middle of the night, don't fight it, flow with it. Every time you wake up, did I remember a dream? Let me write something down. You wake up, is this the time where I can do an induction technique? Is this time where I can do wake back to bed? I can do mild, I can do wild. Is this time where I can do yoga nidra? How can I spend this time where I would normally be up, racking my mind, trying to figure out how to go back to sleep, stressed out? How can I use this time for my self-care and personal development? I mean, I'm up anyway. What can I do? These are your middle of the night practices: dream journaling, induction techniques, and yoga nidra. Okay. And I know people may be like, well, we haven't gotten to the induction techniques. We haven't, because remember, I'm taking you from step to step. I'm taking you step by step. And first, a lot of people need to work on their dream recall. And I advise being able to remember at least two dreams a night in vivid detail before even going on to those induction techniques. But if you do want to go on to them early before we get to them, if you have that workbook, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go. First, you need to do those dream signs activities that we talked about, and then you're going to turn to page 25, and right there is Intro to Lucidity and Lucid Dreaming. So you can read through this section. Here we have information about mindfulness, reality checks and dream signs, wake back to bed, and mnemonic induced lucid dreaming, and called the mild technique. I show you different. I like looking for my hands. I like looking at my hands as a good indicator of doing a state check, or even doing lucidity induction techniques, because what you'll find is you look at your hands and maybe there's no lines on your hands like there would be in the waking state, or you look at your hand and you're exploring it really closely and you have like 7 fingers, which is very odd. So that's going to let you know I must be dreaming. So you can do certain things and you want to be doing them in the waking state, which we're going to talk about that in a few moments. So that will once again become that daytime residue and trickle over into the dream state and trigger you to become lucid. But you have to build your way up to it. You have to have good dream recall. If you don't have good dream recall, it doesn't even matter. You can have a lucid dream, wake up and not even remember it, because you just are moving about and you don't know how to remember your dreams, and you haven't been dream journaling, so that was just a waste of time anyway. You haven't been keeping track of your dream signs. You haven't been doing your exploring your dream journal before bed, exploring your dream journal to look for those signs and those patterns, so you don't know what to look for to even know when you're supposed to do the induction techniques. So the basics and the preliminary practices and the building blocks are essential. You don't want to try to skip all the way to the end and realize that you don't have the mental capacity to enter into this state, or even to maintain awareness into this state. But I know a lot of people are interested, and maybe you may be more advanced. Maybe you're already remembering those 2-3 dreams, and now you've been dream journaling from the get-go, from jump, from the past month that we have been exploring things, and maybe you're ready to take that thing up a notch and take it to a new level. So if you have the workbook, start on page 25. That's where that information is for you. But these are all things that you can do in the middle of the night, okay? So those are going to be your middle of the night practices. If those make sense, go ahead and drop me a number 8 in the comment section. If those do not make sense, if you have questions about the middle of the night practices, things that you can do in the middle of the night, your personal situation, how you should be approaching your dream work practice, if you have any questions about that, drop those in the comment section so that I can answer them for you. If not, go ahead and drop me a number 8, and we're going to talk about your during the day practices, okay? Hey, for you all over here on Instagram, I see you. I'm going live here. I am going to be saving this. When it already flashed me 20%. When my phone flashes 10%, I'm going to hop off of here and save it. But the whole shebang is over here on YouTube. So go ahead and join me over here on YouTube. Same name, Higher Alignment. You'll see me. I'm live. But if you want to stay over here on Instagram, you most certainly can. Make sure that you tap the link in my bio and go ahead and grab that workbook bundle. It is $22.22. We're working from the Intro to Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming workbook. It has more than 30 pages of content, activities, exercises, techniques, everything we're explaining, the self-exploration prompts. I'm teaching you how to set up your personal dream work practice by pulling information from that workbook. And everybody who gets the workbook, I'm entering you into a giveaway to win this book. The complete dream book of love and relationships. Discover what your dreams and intuition reveal about you and your love life. So everyone who grabs the workbook over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be entering you into this. Someone asked about name Higher Alignment. Higher Alignment, HIYER, stands for the holistic inspiration for your empowerment and revolution. So I don't know. I probably didn't give my little spiel in the beginning. I'm Aaron. If you don't know, I'm a certified life coach. I do have my certification in professional life coaching, as well as my certification in instructional design and adult learning methodologies. And so that just means that I know a little something about how to put classes together, how to teach you in a way that you're able to pick up what I'm putting down, that you're able to smell what I'm stepping in. I approach my practice through exploring the 7 areas of life: health and fitness, relationships, career, finance, personal development, spirituality, and recreation. I help you get from point A to point B. I focus on goal achievement, habit development, and productivity. And all of this in the name of self-transformation. But what makes me different is I use metaphysical practices just like Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming, like Yoga Nidra, like Shamatha, mindfulness meditation, like EFT, the emotional freedom technique, in order to help you get from point A to point B. Also, side note, I am running a sale for 25% off one-on-one sessions, and all of my courses are $35.55. If you're on my email list, you got that email. I've already sent it out twice with the discount code so that you can book that session for 25% off if you would like to work with me one-on-one. You know, from day one, I always help you develop a plan. You can see I'm a very big plan person. I'm going to help you develop a plan. I'm going to help you put together resources. I'm going to teach you techniques to get you from point A to point B. And if you would like to continue working with me, then we follow up. I give you homework. I guide you one-on-one and make sure that you are making the progress that you want to make. Okay. So I do have that going on, but thank you. Thanks for that question. I don't see any other questions about the practices that we've gone to: before bed practices, waking practices, middle of the night practices. I'm giving you just maybe 30 more seconds. Drop me a number 8 if you're good to go. We're going to go into our final section, during the day practices. If you do have questions about anything regarding dream work or lucid dreaming or creating your own dream work practice that we've gone over so far, drop me those. So drop me at 8 or drop me some questions. Drop me at 8 or drop me some questions. If not, we're going to go into our final section of during the day practices. And we've gone through these 4 different, we're going to go through these 4 different sections: before bed practices, waking practices, middle of the night practices, and during the day practices. In the beginning, I told you, figure out what dream states you want to explore for which reasons. What are your personal intentions? What are your personal goals? There are those self-exploration exercises in the workbook to help you narrow that down. And then we're going through these different 4 sections. I'm telling you how to approach creating your own dream work practice. And you're going to pull from the different tips in the different sections. You're going to pull from the information in the workbook so that you can set up your practice the way you need to set it up for you. Okay? That's what we're doing during this workshop. Once you get that basic framework outlined, as we go through the live sessions over the next 3 to 4 months, you're going to allow your practice to shift and evolve with you in order to support you in what you're doing. Whether you want to work with your non-lucid dreams, whether you want to work with your lucid dreams, whether you want to enter the liminal states, hypnagogia, hypnopompia, whether you want to work with yoga nidra and enter the nidra state. You know, I'm giving you the framework. I'm giving you the framework and the outline so you can do what you need to do. I'm not seeing any questions, so we're going to go ahead and move into the daytime practices, okay? During the day practices. So hypnagogic naps is going to be the first one. These are very useful for creativity and problem solving. Remember, the hypnagogic state is that state between waking and sleeping. So a great way to explore hypnagogia is to do yoga nidra. I'm also going to be on YouTube. A part of this series, this 2023 series for Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming for self-care and personal development, I'm crafting guided practices. So I already have one for you, like a before bed meditation for dream recall. If you need that, send me a message on Instagram. I will DM you that video, but I'm also going to link it in the description box once I get everything set up for this. Man, you're highly educated in this. This is what I do, Nick. This is what I do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're interested, I go live each week, and I've been guiding everyone through setting up their own dream work practice. Make sure you grab that workbook from my bio, the Dreamwork and Lucid Dreaming workbook bundle. And it's also going to enter you into a giveaway to get this, the complete dream book of love and relationships. Discover what your dreams and intuition reveal to you about about you and your love life. I'm going to be giving that book away. But if you are interested in using hypnagogia and evolving your hypnagogic liminal dreaming practice for creativity, for problem solving, I'm going to be creating some guided meditations for that. But in the meantime, in between time, what you can do is explore yoga nidra. So you can do this in the daytime. I would advise finding one practice. There are tons of them. I have an entire playlist on my YouTube channel for yoga nidra meditations. Pick one and explore it for about 40 days. I'm so lost. I just listened to this song called Vivid Dreams, but I need that book. I'm literally going through a breakup. Well, Nick, send me a message, send me a DM here on Instagram, and we're going to talk about that. But tap the link in my bio and grab the Dreamwork. Tap the link in my bio and grab the Dreamwork workbook bundle. My phone actually just flashed 10%. So I'm going to hop out of here on Instagram. Come over here on YouTube so you can see the whole thing, because it's going to shut me down on Instagram. My other phone is dying. So I'm just going to save this really, really quickly. And while I'm doing this, if you will have questions over here, ask away. I just don't want this to not post. Okay. That's doing its thing. So yes, yoga nidra. Pick a practice. I would say if you're a beginner at yoga nidra, you're trying to explore the nidra state or the hypnagogic state, stick with one practice for about 40 days. Once again, just keeping it real with you. I like to keep it real. You're going to fall asleep in the beginning, and the point is not to fall asleep. The point is to consciously descend through those brainwave states to enter into that delta brainwave state fully conscious, and then come back on out of that thing. In the beginning, you're probably going to fall asleep, which is perfectly okay. It's sleep and rest well needed. But if you stick with the same practice over 40 days, you're going to find that it becomes more clear, and you're going to be able to consciously, intentionally enter into those different states of dreaming with no problem at all. It's going to become very easy for you, okay? Dream signs and reality checks. This is going to be going along with lucid dreaming and lucid dreaming induction. And we already kind of talked about that, how your daytime residue trickles down into the dream state. And this is literally what we're doing to hijack your body mind system in order to help you become lucid. But the first thing you need is good dream recall. You need to be journaling in your dream journal so that you can find those repetitive signs. For me, I know that I'm always dreaming about being in school recently. I'm dreaming a lot about, I don't know, chocolate chip cookies keep coming up in my dreams. Chocolate chip cookies and blueberry muffins. Chocolate chip cookies and blueberry muffins. And paying attention to like repetitive emotional patterns. People who you commonly see. Why? So for example, if I'm going to use the chocolate chip cookies and blueberry muffins, I go to the store a lot. I live across the street from a Publix. So every time I'm in the bakery section, I'm going to be questioning what state of consciousness am I in, because I know that I have a tendency to dream about baked goods. So anytime I'm in that situation, I need to be doing my reality checks and my state checks. That way, that becomes such a habit for me. Eventually, it's going to happen in the dream state. Eventually, I'm going to be in a bakery, dreaming that I'm in a bakery. I'm going to be dreaming that I'm in my kitchen, making some chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to be dreaming that I'm eating a blueberry muffin. And because I've consciously and with intention paid attention to this so much in the waking state and question what's going on, am I dreaming? Am I awake? I'm looking at my hands. That's my personal one that I like, but there are tons of other ones that you can do. Look on pages 7 and 8 in the workbook to help you get started with that. But once you've done that so much, that once again, that daytime residue, those patterns are going to come back over into the dream state, and you're going to do it in the dream state. And instead of your hand looking normal because you're awake, is going to look crazy because you're in the dream state, and you're going to go, oh my God, I'm dreaming. It's happening. Then you're going to become lucid just like that. So you want to be doing that in the daytime state, especially if your daytime practices, especially if you're working on becoming lucid. Dream journaling, which is going to lead to collecting those dream signs, looking for those patterns, identifying what those are, and then figuring out what you want your reality check to be, your state check to be, and doing that consciously and intentionally, repetitively throughout the day. When we get to the section on induction techniques, and I'm going to do a whole workshop on this, I'm going to break it down for you to make it so much easier for you. But in the meantime, I just want you to understand that this is where you want to be placing those practices. Also, affirmations. I like to use affirmations right when I wake up. I have a dog. I take my dog for a walk. It's early in the morning. There's no one out. My mind is clear. My mind is fresh. And I can use affirmations. My personal one is, I always know that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. I always remember my dreams. I am a master of lucid dreaming. So I'm outside and I'm doing this. I'm outside and I'm walking around early in the morning. I'm looking around, I'm observing the environment, and instead of taking it as a given that I am awake, I'm questioning, am I awake? How do I know? How do I really know? Because when you just take it as a given that you're awake, you do that in the dream state, and then you'll never become lucid, because every time you're in a dream, you think that you're awake. So you have to cultivate this ability to question in your mind. Am I awake? Or am I not awake? Am I dreaming? How do I know that I'm dreaming? Let me take a close look at my environment. Let me take a close look at my experiences. So I like to do that when I'm waking up. I'm walking around. I'm walking through my neighborhood. And instead of assuming that I'm awake, I'm assuming that I'm dreaming. And I'm like, this is a dream. This is a dream. I always know that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. This is a dream, and I always know that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. I'm a master of lucid dreaming and I got this. I always know. I do this every morning when I'm walking my dog. I'm using my affirmations in the waking state, even in the afternoon. Say you have a dog and you dream about walking your dog all the time. You could do this, when you're walking the dog. Say you dream about that pastries and stuff like that when you're in the grocery store, like me. You can do this when you're in the grocery store and you're walking through the bakery section. Instead of just just walking through, assuming that you're awake, you're like, hold on. I'm in a bakery. This is a dream. I always know that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. I am a master of lucid dreaming. So you're doing this in the waking state, and then once again, it will eventually trickle over into the dream state, and you'll do this in a dream state, and then boom, you'll become lucid. Dream journaling. Reviewing your dream journal. We talked about this before bed and when you wake up, but during the waking state in the afternoon, you're sitting down, on your lunch break, or you're just doing some afternoon reading. I do this in my garden. Open up your dream journal and read through it just like a book. Start to underline, start to identify repetitive patterns. Who am I constantly dreaming about? How do I constantly feel in my dreams? Am I always having nightmares? Am I always feeling sexual? Am I always feeling nervous? Am I always feeling frustrated? Dive into your dream journal and pull those patterns. You can even do dream work in the daytime. Say you're using your dreams and your dream journal to, resolve some issues, to do some goal work. You're going to be reviewing your journal for that. And you can journal in a separate journal. Okay, I'm constantly dreaming about being nervous. Why do I always feel so nervous in my dreams? Write about that. What am I feeling nervous about in the waking state that I'm not admitting to myself? Journal about that. You can see how you're pulling information from your dreams and correlating it to your waking state to figure out what are things that I can do, what are goals that I can set to make myself less nervous. What are my dreams telling me that I can shift or change in order to tap into those undiscovered talents and abilities? What are my dreams showing me that I can integrate, that I can bring from the darkness of the unconscious into the light of my conscious waking state? What can I do? How can I do that? If you have the workbook, I think I have an entire section on this. I know I do. Dream Work Non-Lucid Dreams Part 1, Working with Non-Lucid Dreams on page 12. Start exploring page 12 and the chapter that begins on page 12, Influencing Your Dreams. Go down to Dream Work Non-Lucid Dreams Part 2, Searching for Meaning in Your Dreams. Shifts in psychic material, key points to know. I talk about 3 types of shifts: displacement, condensation, and representation. You can do dream interpretation if you would like. In this section, there are tons of self-exploration questions and coordination prompts that you can use for each of your dreams in order to figure out what your dreams are telling you, in order to figure out goals and things that you can do in the waking state to bridge that gap, and how you can use those non-lucid dreams or even your lucid dreams for self-care, personal development, goal achievement, habit development. Okay? And that is the end. I went a lot longer than what I thought I was going to go, but it's a-okay. So does anyone have any questions about anything that we've gone over? We've gone over quite a lot of information in this workshop. We've gone over quite a lot of information. I'm going to give it a few moments to see if anything has come up for anyone. If you have any questions, let me know. And I know I have a lag on my end, so that's why I'm giving you time. If anyone has any questions about what are the benefits you've seen from dream work? Everything that I'm teaching you. Dream work is my bread and butter. This is my personal practice. Dream work is what I do I pay attention to my dreams for everything. I use my dreams to figure out What are my stressors that I'm not paying attention to? What are issues that I can resolve in my life? I use a dream. I commonly use lucid dreams for spiritual development. And even I had a dream that I incubated to let go of attachments to previous partners, previous lovers. I found that you say you're going to let people go, but you don't. You obsess about them, you think about them, you hold on to that energy, you look for people who remind you of previous lovers. At least that's what I was doing. Now I figured, like, that is really not helping me. So I actually began cultivating and inducing a lucid dream, and how I imagined it. I said, you know what? I'm going to get lucid in a dream. I'm going to go through a door and change my dream into like a stage. And I'm going to walk out on stage, and I'm going to have all of my previous lovers, all of my previous sexual partners, everybody who I've had sexual, mental, emotional attachments to, I'm going to put them all in the audience. And I had a speech that I wrote down in the waking state, and I memorized the speech and I practiced it every day. And I induced this lucid dream, and I gave them my speech, letting them know, you know what? It's been good, but I'm ready to roll. I forgive myself and I forgive you. I'm not going to hold on to this energy anymore. I'm releasing myself and I'm releasing you. I'm calling back all of the energy that I've given you, and I'm giving you your energy back. We're good. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. I'm good. Like, for real, I am. So I'm doing this. Once again, the dream state is a place of the unconscious mind. So rather than letting those unconscious tendencies continue to wreak havoc in my life and control me, I call it the Wizard of Oz. It's like this mysterious man in the sky who's making all of these decisions, but when you rip the curtain back, it's just this little old something that I wasn't paying attention to, that's running things for me behind the scenes. So this was one of my big things that I feel like really helped me and it got me prepared for future relationships, to be able to let go of those attachments that I was saying. Once again, walking the walk versus talking the talk, letting go of the things that I was saying that I was letting go of that I really hadn't let go of. So my phone is flashing 20%. I've been talking a lot. But yeah, so hopefully that's a good illustration of how you can use your lucid dreams, or how you can use your dreams. But I use them in a variety of ways. But once again, that goes back to the self-exploration questions that we did at the beginning. How do you want to use your dreams? That's the most important part, not how I use mine. How do you want to use yours? What do you want to use your dreams for? What states do you want to explore? Why do you want to explore them? What are your intentions and what are your goals behind your practice? Solidify that. Go through the information that we've talked about. Go through the workbook. I've given you tons of information here. And in order for you to dive deeper, I've given you the exact page numbers. I've given you the exact exercises. I've given you the additional resources and the sections that you should go to in order to craft your own dream work practice step by step. And as we go along over the next few months, once again, we're going to be working from the workbook. If you got the workbook, maybe you're also going to get this book, The Complete Dream Book of Love and Relationships, discovering what your dreams and intuition reveal about you and your love life. And I may also throw in Stephen LaBerge's book, Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. I may do 2 giveaways. Should I do 2? Let me know. Should I do 2 giveaways? Should I give away the Complete Dream Book of Love and Relationships, as well as giving away Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Dr. Stephen LaBerge? Maybe I should do that. That's powerful. I want to use it to help me release too. Go ahead and write that down, Faye. Write it down. What do you want to release? Why do you want to release it? Which states do you want to release it in? That's important. Get your why down and get that workbook. I put that there for you. You can also tap the link in my Instagram. I'm going to put the link down below in the description box. And if you want to dive in even deeper, you can join either the Dark Arts Self-Care series. I think you asked about that before. It's going to get you access to the Mystery School video vault. You've got that link there for you. And if you're on my email list, you also got a 25% off code to work one-on-one with me. And my regular sessions are $55.55. And there are coaches who charge $200+ to meet with them one time, you know. So I'll also do dream interpretation. It gets you 25% off all of that. So you have a variety of ways of how to work with me one-on-one if you would like, how to work with me in group settings, how to work with me in these public workshops in order to get you where you want to be, depending on what level you want to engage with me, depending on what level you want to engage with yourself, depending on how deep you want to take this, okay? So all of those resources are there for you. And I know I've given you all a lot of information. You can leave your comments, questions, experiences in the comment section below this video, or if it's something more personal, you all already know. If you know me on Instagram, you can send me a DM and I will respond back to you. I'll give you the resources. I'll give you information. Oftentimes, I make you a discount code right then and there if you need it. You know, I don't like cost to be a reason why people can't learn these techniques and learn these tools, engage in practices, take classes, take courses. That should not be a factor at all. I want to make sure that you get what you need, okay? So you can most certainly send me a DM and we can figure that thing right on out. It's no problem at all. But it's been, it says 114 minutes we've been on here. So I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. It's been about 2 hours. This was a very deep dive, but I hope that you all got what you needed. I hope that this class has been very, very beneficial for you. I am going to update the description box tomorrow because I do want to go to bed. And then once again, if you need me for anything, send me a message on Instagram and I will be here to support you and help you out in any way that I can. I hope to see you all in Sacred Sunday Space or the Dark Arts Self-Care series. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I am here to help you out in any way that I can as well, okay? I will see you all later and have a good dream practice.